There are a handful of perfect 80s sitcoms that don't have any boring episodes. As TV comedy fans know, this is a rare feat, and even some of the most beloved shows from the past few decades have been known to have some rough moments or terrible seasons. Season 1 of Parks and Recreation isn't that funny, Scrubs Season 9 wasn't a fan favorite, and as much as fans hate to admit it, the first 5 episodes of Seinfeld are nowhere near as clever as the rest of the show. In contrast, there are several 1980s sitcoms that feature impressive quality from the pilot to the series finale. While it's easy to get temporarily distracted by the cheesy hairstyles and outfits featured in these classic titles, the shows incorporate relatable storylines and compelling dynamics between family members, friends, and co-workers. Growing Pains, 1985 to 1992, 166 episodes. Admittedly, the premise of Growing Pains feels a little silly today. However, when the series premiered in 1985, many people were surprised by the idea of a husband and father staying home to look after his kids while his wife works. If we ignore this slightly sexist connotation, the story of Dr. Jason Seaver, Alan Thicke, his journalist wife Maggie, Joanna Kearns, and their children, is quite enjoyable. Every Growing Pains episode proves why it's still a charming and funny family sitcom. Storylines delve into big problems, like substance abuse and death, and smaller ones, from lying to an imaginary friend. The younger characters have distinct personalities, serving as great examples of child-to-teenage character tropes, from the smart, perfectionist teenager, like Tracy Gold's Carol, to Kirk Cameron's Mike, the sibling who is likable but needs more direction in life. Although the focus is often on the adventures and trouble these teenagers get in, Growing Pains is also a meaningful look at the pressures of marriage and balancing career with family. Family Ties, 1982 to 1989, 176 episodes. Another beloved 1980s family sitcom, Family Ties, holds up today as an incredible star vehicle for Michael J. Fox. He began playing Alex P. Keaton a few years before his big role as Marty McFly in Back to the Future, and this teenage character remains one of his most memorable. The premise of Family Ties features a twist on typical sitcoms about argumentative siblings and the ups and downs of life. While it's been several decades since the show originally aired, it's still hilarious watching Alex interact with his mom Ellie's, Meredith Baxter, and his dad, Stephen, Michael Gross, who are more left-wing than he is. The sitcom is not only a compelling look at life during Ronald Reagan's time in office, but it features a great performance from Justin Bateman as ditzy, cheerful teenager Mallory. The episodes are pretty much what one would expect from a sitcom from this time period, and find the characters dealing with their love lives and issues at school and work. However, it's comforting to watch this kind of show, and these plotlines are classics for a reason. Alex's enthusiasm and strong beliefs make him stand out among other sitcom characters from the 80s and beyond. Murphy Brown, 1988 to 1998, 260 episodes. Murphy Brown might not feel quite as groundbreaking if it were on the air today. It follows a clever, strong-willed, and ambitious female journalist. Though there have been many characters like this, it was a big deal at the time, and its pop culture legacy endures. Every episode is a perfect example of how much fun a workplace comedy can be, while highlighting Murphy Brown's, Candice Bergen, evolving relationship with co-workers, like Corky, Faith Ford. Although the overall tone is cheerful, Murphy Brown goes to some dark places, from Murphy's breast cancer battle to her alcoholism and a season 7 episode about sexual harassment. Since the character becomes a single parent, the sitcom can be praised for depicting a challenging yet rewarding experience that many people have, but is rarely shown on TV with nuance and complexity. There are several excellent workplace sitcoms, including many about journalism, like The Mary Tyler Moore Show and News Radio. Even so, Murphy Brown is unique because it inspires viewers to live their lives like Murphy and be exactly who they are. Night Court, 1984 to 1992, 193 episodes. Credit, Moviestills DB. The NBC sitcom about Judge Harry T. Stone, Harry Anderson, is quirkier and more special than other comedies. Instead of focusing on the daily lives of co-workers at a law firm, Night Court focuses on Harry's evening shift, which makes the show compelling from the beginning. The Night Court reboot may be over, but viewers can still rewatch the original. Since it's enjoyable to watch this strange court, which always has something wild going on, from a monkey to ventriloquists, it's tough to say there are any terrible episodes. However, while the show may be wacky and silly, it explores some deeper themes, such as Christine Sullivan's, Marky Post, journey into motherhood. There are also some memorable Night Court episodes, from Season 7's The Blues of the Birth, when Christine is in labor in an elevator, to Dan Fielding, John Bernard Larroquette, getting locked in a safe in Season 5. It's impossible not to be charmed by these funny and caring characters. The Golden Girls, 1985 to 1992, 180 episodes. One of the famous 80s sitcoms, thanks to Betty White's starring role as Rose Nyland, The Golden Girls is a cozy, enjoyable ride from beginning to end. It's hard to pick out a poorly made episode since it's such a pleasure spending time with the four main characters. Before Friends and Seinfeld took the pop culture world by storm and made everyone laugh, cry, and quote several catchphrases, The Golden Girls perfected the formula of a comforting and familiar sitcom. When viewers tune in, they can be assured that they will see cheerful, strong Blanche, Rue McClanahan, and honest Sophia, Estelle Gentry. Like the most enduring sitcoms, The Golden Girls doesn't shy away from important subjects. Since the characters are older, topics like menopause are the subject of storylines, but there are plenty of romantic moments and fun misunderstandings, too.